Normally, this video series is all about looking at print failures and fixing them. That's why it's called Print Fix Friday, but this is episode 69, so we're going to do it a little bit different. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the seldomly seen Meme Fail Friday. This is episode 69. You know we had to do it because, well, it's just nice. Yeah, we have a channel in our Discord dedicated directly to this. If you do want to come hang out with us on our Discord, you can do so by joining Patreon or YouTube channel members at $10 or higher. Links are in that description below. And there's some great submissions here. But yeah, let's start off with probably the greatest thing that Creality has ever done. Ender 3, teaching Americans the metric system for longer than American schools. Did not learn it from Creality, and I would never recommend that you learn it from Creality, but hey, 3D printing did teach me the metric system, and I'm glad, because metric is better. And if you disagree with me, you can fight me in the comments. Base 10 is better, because remember, a metric shitload is 2.2 American shitloads. You should know this by now. But what you shouldn't know, but probably expect, is that I'm about to tell you about our sponsor, 3D Musketeers. Yeah, okay, it's a meme episode, so I'm not going to go too hard in the paint for the calls to action, but look, 3D printing is what it is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. If you want to outsource your 3D printing to us, by all means, reach out to us in the description. If you want to get some high-end 3D scanning, laser cutting, CNC milling, design services, rapid prototyping, whatever it might be, reach out to the pros at 3D Musketeers. You guys know how to do it. Kick a couple of bucks into that creator fund if you believe we deserve it. Links, of course, down below as well. And hey, $5 or more gets you in those end credits. $10 or more lets you come hang out with the D-Gens from Upcountry. That is our Discord.
You know, D-Gens, they always come back.
See, they're always coming back is the thing.
Better pattern.
It's a lot of fun. I'm sure they'll be in the comments. This is going to be a fun one. But all right, let's get back into it. Joseph, you owe me. Well, I don't know if he owes you because you spelled his name wrong. Today, I received my Black Friday special original Prusa i3 MK3. I couldn't believe it. After waiting 3 whole days, I unpacked all the contents to find the most important part of my printer missing. How will I survive now? How will I breathe? How will I go on living without my Haribo gummy bears ripoff? I'm so upset that I just bought another. That is actually the right answer. See, it's how I let the better 3/4 know that I'm just buying more gummy bears. It's when Prusa show up at the door. Thankfully, this is an easy resolve. You can go down to your local grocery store and buy Haribos, but I think you solved it better. Just go buy another Prusa. It's worth it. Don't at me. Don't at me. Actually, if you're going to at me, you can do so you can submit your failures to PrintFixFriday. And links are all on the screen. You can use the hashtags PrintFix. Slide it to those DMs. That's your kind of thing, too. Painting 3D prints. Buying 1 kilogram of the exact right color filament for 1 print and then never using it again. I'm not calling myself out. You're calling yourself out. Yeah, we know this. You know this. I know this. The world knows this. It happens. It's part of the deal. Painting is tough, and those of you that have done it really well know. Now, hilariously, this came out 4 months ago. This can show you how long we've been preparing for this Meme Fail Friday episode. The Discord has been enjoying themselves heavily. This was before printers like the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon were really out there, because it's a lot easier to do that now. Curious. But I feel this in my soul. There's plenty of filaments that I have because I needed the color for a job, and then it just sits there because no one will ever order really random ass colors. But hey, means whenever I need it again in the future, I've always got it. How do I get rid of support dimples? Well, I think you try smiling less. There's probably some cream with retinol in it that you could put on to lessen those dimples, but most people seem to like them. You know, I'm not against it. Embrace your imperfections, but in all actuality, you should probably just decrease your exposure times. So that's generally a resolution here. When your support material causes big gashes like that or divots in your print like we see, that is normally due to incredibly high exposure times. So, of course, you can also brush some resin into those spots and cure it, but I would rather us fix the printer and the problem rather than band-aid it. Just saying. You'll also notice a trend here. A lot of these failures come from Facebook groups. That's really all I need to say about that. This one comes from the Prusa i3 MK3 users group. I don't know where to start with this. Any tips? Yeah, don't do that. I'll take my money now. This is someone that apparently looked to go printing some easy cheese, Maybe they decided that, you know, a little bit of brie in their printer would just liven up the day. Looks tasty. I wish you the best of luck. But in all actuality, you're reprinting part of your extruder, and there's really no way around that. That is one of the worst blobs of doom that I've ever seen. It got all the way up. This is normally where like cooling channels are for the heatsink. To see filament all the way up there, honestly, that's just impressive. Probably the most interesting blob of doom I've seen in a while. My last print failed completely. I can't think of why. Any ideas? Wet filament. Wet filament. Guaranteed. Look at it. You can see it's liquid. It's literally liquid. It's wet filament. I know it's wet filament. You know it's wet filament. The guy next to me knows it's wet filament. Or you've got to put your build plate on your printer like a ding-dong. Yeah. Have fun peeling that off your FEP. It's not going to be fun. 3D printing for noobs. Yeah. Okay. So I changed to direct drive on my Ender 3, and for some reason, only on parts of the print, the walls are not connected. 5% of the walls are at fault, but the rest is absolutely. Before I changed to direct drive, it was fine and printing amazingly until the hotend decided it didn't want to be a hotend anymore. Blob of doom, probably. Did you change your retraction? Nope, kept it the same. There's your problem. Let's talk about this. If you expect to go from a Bowden to a direct drive and do nothing, that's stupid. You're going to have to change things. Quite frankly, you're probably gonna have to change your steps per millimeter as well. Did you check that? You probably didn't. Look, upgrading 3D printers is not as easy and straightforward as you think. It is very much a ship of Theseus problem when you start upgrading so much. When at some point does it not matter anymore? And like a lot of you commented on the Wednesday video, we will be upgrading an Ender style to get rid of all the bullshit Creality put on it. You're welcome. And it will be a ship of Theseus. And we're going to see how much money and time it takes to make an Ender print the same quality as a Prusa. This one should be fun. One faster, because I think I can end up putting a 32-bit board on it and Clipper. Probably go faster than a Prusa. But this is ridiculous. Don't expect you can just drop in parts and it's going to work. And if you're wondering if I'm talking to you, you should probably consider what's going on with your printers. Ready to hurl this piece of shit out a window. Was working fine. No reason at all it keeps doing this now. Made sure the slicer was set for MK3S. Obviously, it thinks it's using a wider build. No, it doesn't. No, your x-axis is probably skewed. That's what that means. But here's the fun thing about this printer. If you have it run through its entire calibration process, it'll tell you what the problem is. That's why I love Prusas. They're smart enough to know what's wrong with them. And even though it's got an 8-bit board, it's a damn well-programmed 8-bit board. I will say the 8-bit is probably one of the downsides to the Mark III's platform. Really do wish it had 32. But when the Mark III's platform came out, or the Mark III platform came out, 32-bit was not readily used by basically any company. Not like it is now. That's 5 years ago. It's a little different back then. But this is just an x-axis problem. Most likely, your x-axis is slightly skewed. And as the printer is doing its probing, it's noticing that one side is way lower than the other. And it can only compensate so much, just like you compensate with your lifted pickup truck. And if you squat your truck, I'm turning you into Whistling Diesel. So what do you do here? Like, legitimately, what do you do here? You send the Z-axis all the way up to the top, and you let it bottom out against the top parts of your Z. That should reasonably flatten it out and get it to run properly. But you can just rerun it through the calibration process. That's what it's there for. For when heat creep and part cooling will never be a problem. In fact, bed adhesion will be the problem. Enter Blowimatron. First off, we got a hamburger fan. What's up, Noctua, with the 20 mil by 40 mil? That's a thick boy. And I would know a thing or two. I did the same thing. That's the same fan. I would almost guarantee that's the same fan. But this part cooling fan is excessive. You know how they say that uneven part cooling can cause problems? I think you're going to have so much warping on this, you're just going to have a day. And can your kinematic motion system even handle such an offset load? Like, I'm glad that you've upgraded to linear rails because V-wheels would get destroyed. This is absolutely stupid. Nobody should do this at all. Raise your hand if you've ever done this. And how many of you have decided to re-spool that? I would yeet that as quickly as I can into the garbage, cuss a little bit, and then move on with my life, because that's a $20 mistake. How the absolute hell did this happen? Like, I've had rolls fall before. It's happened, right? But I've never had them get this bad. This is done. Like, we even got a knot there. We're gonna have so many other knots, and it's a shame because there's quite a bit of it that is clearly still usable, but there's a lot of it That is not usable. This is trash. It's not worth your time to fix it. Recycle it. Move on. You can't just buy a 3D printer for yourself at Christmas. It clearly says it's from Santa. Yep, I feel that in my soul. Moving on. You know how I've said if you're trying to get a nozzle off, sometimes you gotta put it in a vise and heat it? When I mean you gotta sometimes put it in a vise, I don't mean you have to crank on it with your entire body weight, put a 9.5-foot cheater bar on it, and give it a couple Uggy Duggies to make sure it's not going to come out. What the actual hell, people? How do you fix this? You don't. Whoever did this doesn't belong near 1, a vise, or 2, a 3D printer. How? How? Just grip it till it's tight and don't wrench on it. That's not what it's there for. Resin wafer after 1 hour IPA distiller. Kinda looks like a cookie. The forbidden cookie because resin is toxic. You thought I was gonna get through 69 without talking about toxic resin. You've come to the wrong show. You've come to the wrong show. Please don't do this. Like, please don't do this. Let me go through all the problems that exist here. 1, distilling alcohol might not be legal where you live. Check your local laws before you do something that's stupid. 2, very few of you have well-ventilated spaces to begin with and complain about the fumes of resin. Don't add alcohol distilling in there. And 3, unless you're missing at least half of your teeth, I'm not trusting a damn thing that comes out of your distiller. You feel me? This is not a bad idea, as long as you know what you're doing and understand the risks. This should be done outside or in an area with actual proper chemical grade fume extraction. Those vapors are not only flammable, but they are hazardous to your lungs and everything around you. It is an irritant. It's alcohol. And I get it. Alcohol's expensive. I get it. But no. 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 I know that you guys don't want to throw away your alcohol when it's dirty. If you have the means to do it, you can. There are chemicals that you can mix in to get the resin to fall out of solution. Let me know if you guys want us to talk about that in a video, but who knows how many of you are still watching at this point. I know my metrics, but realistically, it is kind of cool. I'll give them credit. They've got gloves on, but they're wearing open-toed shoes. I see those toes in there. And these are what I believe to be latex gloves. You would prefer to have nitrile on, but I'll take some glove over no glove. It is cool, but you do have to be careful. This will actually make your alcohol better again, but please don't be a moron. Don't try that at home. Please. You thought I would get through an episode without mentioning Bambu? Come on. I'm the Facebook described Bambu hater that can do no good when it comes to Bambu. Hey, this one's for you guys. I don't care because shit like this happens and it makes me just laugh. This is from DWit3D. When your Bambu included filament spool is not properly closed. Now I can sit here and say that, well, DWit, you maybe should have checked that. But should you? I feel like you can generally assume that things should come okay from the factory. That sucks. And there's no easy way to fix it. You can try to put all that up, but that doesn't look that bad. But I would bet dollars to donuts, you're gonna have a problem with it. How do you solve a problem like this? You just don't. You have to check it. You should be able to trust companies, but, you know, sometimes you can't. Maybe it's because they're new. Fight me. This one. Printsmiths. I like the cut of your jib. We should be friends. While pleased to see a friend start 3D printing with the Prusa Mini, we couldn't help but laugh at the orientation of the filament, generating 2 questions for all. Is your filament loaded underhand or overhand? And does it match the orientation of your toilet paper? Let me know in the comments. Are you the type of person that is over the roll, or are you a heathen and put it under? Because those that say, oh, well, I have cats, shut your bathroom doors. Why is your cat going in your bathroom? My cat doesn't unspool the toilet paper. She also hates boxes, but this isn't about my cat, it's about your cat. It depends on the printer for me. With a Prusa Mini, it's always under like this because it does more smoothly go into the PTFE tube to load it into the printer, so like that's a personal thing. But for TP, it is always overhand because we're not savages. This is good though. I feel called out. That's what this is all about. I hope you guys like this one. It's a fun one. That's how we do it around here. Lots of fails, lots of memes, lots of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's to another 69 PrintFixFriday videos. Remember, you can submit your failures to get looked at. I promise I won't make fun of you unless you truly deserve it or you ask. I don't know. I can make fun of you if you really want that. I'm not here to kink shame, right? That's a company policy. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought down in those comments below. Thanks for making this series as fun as it is. And we're going to get back onto the normal schedule next week, where we're actually looking at print failures and how we can fix them. Don't forget, you can always submit yours as well. Leave a comment down below, like the video, and stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video, and a massive thank you goes out to all of our Patreon and YouTube channel member supporters. You degens help make all of this possible. Thank you for what you do in assisting us to make these videos. Without your support, it would not be financially possible. If you do want to support the channel, you guys know what to do by now. Go click the links, couple of bucks. We would greatly appreciate it. Right below me will be the entire PrintFixFriday series, so you guys can take a look at some times where I am considerably nicer to people and not making fun of them. And right next to it will be our video from Wednesday, all about how to level your 3D printer. I will see you all down in those comments and in the next one. Thank you and take care.